welcome back to part 3 of the Xaircraft X650 Pro build. In this video I'm going to cover the assembly of the frame from start to finish. So in the first part of the frame build, in the first page, is the frame arm assembly. As I started working on putting this frame together, looking at the diagrams, everything is marked for what washer, what screw, and what part that you need. And every listing here is on a bag. For instance, M007, which is this screw, is in this bag by itself, M007. So when we put this together, it's really easy not to confuse what screws, what washers, what nuts that go in the certain parts of this whole build. And something else to note too is I noticed they also gave us some extra screws and washers, it looks like, in case we lose some. So in the frame, or in the assembly here, the arm assembly, I got all the parts laid out. It's like I said, it's really easy. Everything was in the bag, and also have the ESC laying out. And this ESC here actually gets laid down in here like this, and that's what the zip ties are for, so you can zip tie it into place. I actually don't have my T-motors here yet. They are still on their way of getting to me. But I figured I can go ahead and start putting some of this together. So, after we get it all put together, this is what it looks like. Really easy. It took me, maybe, I would say 10 minutes maybe. It really didn't take that long. I was just being really particular about how everything goes together. One suggestion that I might make is anytime you have metal-to-metal parts, or screws rather, I would recommend putting some thread locker or thread glue of some sort on it. It's not a bad idea. This is the Permatex medium strength, which means it's really easy to unscrew it. Basically, it just kind of gums up the threads so that your threads won't vibrate out of place. So anyway, I'm going to weigh certain parts of this frame as I build it, because when I get done, I would like to have a accurate weight on this frame. So we'll just go ahead and pull out the scales and see what this arm weighs. Use a box to make sure I'm not touching the table. Okay, and then zero the scales out. Off the table. Okay, we're at 79.3 grams. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next step. I'm going to finish assembling these arms and getting everything together, and then we'll go to the next step in this frame assembly and start getting everything laid out. Okay, and here we are with the lower section of the frame assembled. It was really easy with the screw packets, like I said before, being numbered like they are. Reading exactly how to put it together with what screw just makes it really simple. It really didn't take any time at all to put this together. I'm kind of at a standstill right at the moment because I'm waiting for my power lead to come in and my T-motors. They should be here today or tomorrow. Or, I mean tomorrow or the next day. As I was putting this together, I first thought this black cable here was so that you can plug it into the flight controller and route it around to wherever you want. I chose over here on the side here so I could zip tie it. I zip tied it with 3 zip ties. And then went ahead and zip tied the cord down in a couple of places to keep it from moving, because I didn't want it to stress the socket in the flight controller in any way whatsoever. Flexing these arms around here as I bend them around this way, all these cables and stuff that run here, there's plenty of clearance with the way that these are shaped down in here. So I wouldn't worry about the cables. How I'm going to lay all this stuff out, I'm not 100% sure yet until I can get my power distribution cable so I can actually plug this stuff up, zip tie it up real nice and neat where it belongs. Of course, when you go to put this together, definitely recommend putting in the flight controller first. And the reason for that is because when you put your top plate on, there is not very much room at all around the flight controller at all to set that in. So I went ahead and set it in with some of that vibrating double back, anti-vibrating double back gel. See if I can get it over here where the light's a little better. See it down in there. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. I seen that it's not, it doesn't completely eliminate it, but I found that it does help quite a bit. Probably a little bit better than just using plain old sticky tape. So definitely going to have to go ahead and mount that in there, and then of course all your cables, because once you put this top on, it's really hard. I guess you could try to fish through there to get them in, but I think it'd just be a lot easier to go ahead and mount them in here. And as I was putting this together, I had just been laying this top plate here, trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to put all my components. Like this one here, put the I/O here. I'm going to be running S-Bus on this, so I'm thinking I'm going to put my receiver over here in this section here. And then of course this is the power that powers everything. It's going to go down to the power distribution and plug in down there, because it comes with 6 connectors, 1 for the gimbal, other 4 for the motors, and then the last one here to power this here. And of course the GPS, I went ahead and put the GPS little stand together here, and it's going to be on the back like that. And the GPS just sticky backs, or sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape mounts right there on top of it. I've noticed on some other kits they actually had a stand that comes up. I think that's maybe what that hole was for. But I didn't have a GPS stand, and I've seen a lot of videos where the puck was mounted here, and I've seen some that puck was mounted up on the stand. I'm going to try it this way first and see how well it GPS reacts. If I don't have any issues, I really don't want to put it on a stand, but if I need to lift it up to get some of the interference away, I probably will. My LED light, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually mount that on the underneath side right here, like this, because I think I would very easily be able to see that once it's up in the air like this. Being on the underneath side of the GPS, and run the wires accordingly through the frame. So that's a lot of, when you build these quads, you know, laying out your components, trying to get an idea exactly how you want to run everything. Because I could go different routes. I can move this over here, I can put it over here. The benefit of turning it this way is this is where my LED actually plugs in. If I put it on this side, I'm going to run that wire all the way through here, but thankfully the wire is extremely long, and I really don't think I'll have any issue putting it wherever I want. So basically it's really going to come down to how you like your components laid out. I mean, even something like this or like this, however you want to lay everything out. But anyway, I've still got a couple of days, like I said, waiting for the T-motors to get here so I can install them. And I went ahead and put the battery tray together too. That is something to do, because I've been I finally picked them out and ordered them last Saturday I think it was, and today's Tuesday, so I'm still waiting for them to get here. I may go ahead and throw the frame together, have it stand up off the ground. It might be a little bit easier to mount the motors now that I've got the arms already attached. So anyway, when I get the motors, I'm going to do a little quick unboxing of those, and then we'll go ahead and install them and go to the next step.